The whole thing is really, really, really weird.
Right.
Like I had it in my hand
Yeah.
and then nothing.
It disappeared, right?
It did. It did.
The
It
crazy part, not just that disappeared from your hand,
uh-huh.
it disappeared from the small businesses that use it. No, no, no. I mean, I'm saying it's not even funny. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I know you laugh, but the content creators, this is
Uh-huh.
like the man haven't even sworn in yet.
Period.
Okay, I know. I'm just saying, but the shit is about ready to be a
Yeah.
rocky road, right?
Uh-huh.
It's gone.
It
Now,
be's gone.
will it come back? Maybe, right? I mean, because I'm sure that
Because do
they'll
you
turn
do,
it for 90 days, but they didn't bullshit around when
no,
everybody
they said Sunday. Today's Saturday. And
everybody wondered what it was gonna be like when they woke up on Sunday. Could they access it? They got their answer on Saturday night. That shit is gone.
hold it up to the phone. Hold it up to the camera.
Hold on, let me see.
It is so weird.
It is gone.
I mean, damn. It's only 10. It's only 8 o'clock. So it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Child.
That's
What
the
does it
message
say?
I
Sorry,
got.
TikTok isn't available right now. And what does the two things on the bottom say?
Okay,
Learn more.
it
Hit
says
learn.
sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for
Are
now.
you joking? It really says that?
Yeah, no, I'm not making this up. We are
Oh.
fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned.
Now, okay, so they said that this all started in his first administration trying to ban TikTok, right? And this is why Joe Biden handed it over to him. I would too, because that's not my mess. That's your mess. So, who in the chat still thinks this is about national security? Who still thinks that? Put a one in the chat if you think they did it because it was the best for our country, because it's about our national security. Like it's a risk. It's a risk if we have TikTok. They're going to collect all your information. It's all going to go to China, and then I don't know what the hell they supposed to do with it.
Right, right, right. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, he started it, but most people try to start something to put somebody else in a bad predicament.
A
But
lot
he
of people
didn't take.
think. A lot of people are saying it's for national security. Y'all
So
haven't been following politics. Hey, Renee, how you doing,
they
girl?
can say
Bye
that, but
bye
why,
TikTok.
if that was the case, why haven't they banned Lemon 8, Red Note? Same situation. Or what's that clothing place I was telling you about today? Timu.
Shh.
Timu.
Timu.
They say Timu gets more information, more information than TikTok. They ain't banned that. So at a certain point, yeah, believe what you believe what you want to believe. But if it's national security, why did it take Trump was out of office for 4 years? He started it. Why is it still here? And why is it gone now? Because Biden obviously didn't say, well, whatever, I'll let it just run its course. Now Trump got it back in his hands, and he's pretty much going to use it as a levering piece to say, hey, look at me, I'm great, I saved it.
Okay,
But the
so
part,
you guys who don't follow politics, the rumor is that Elon Musk wants to eliminate the competition. Hell, and a lot of the congressmen and senators are on the board, right?
mhm.
Hold on. But no provision has been made to get the data back. Oh, I hope they don't do that. Oh, you think they're going to lose the data?
Right. I mean, if they got it, why would Elon
No.
give it to you for free? After, I've been spying on you for years, national security, I'm gonna
You,
give you the shit back. Nobody does that. But you see this right here?
oh, I'm on a whole different screen. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, what is it? I can't read it. It says, reminder, Donald Trump, you read it to me, is no hero. What? Read it to me.
Okay, but I want people to see it because when I read shit, people come back.
Okay.
Reminder: Donald Trump is no hero working to save TikTok. He started the process and worked with the Republicans to induce legislations to ban TikTok during his first administration. Over the years,
I told you, Perry. I told you this.
you have, but I got it in writing because people call us liars, right?
Okay.
Republicans Republicans continue to work at the urging of Mark Zuckerberg, which is in competition with TikTok and APEC, to ban TikTok. And here we are. I just wanted you all to know the facts before they start portray Trump as some TikTok savior. Because he's not. He's the idiot little fat fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I know. That it's not my channel.
This is not your channel, sir.
That started it. But look, at the end of the day, regardless of who started it, let's keep it real. Our economy has been shook for a while since President Trump been in office. And this is not a political channel. I'm just saying, since the C-19 shit came, Biden didn't handle everything great neither, but improved some things. Price of eggs, price of houses went up. The whole thing is this. We're at a situation now that we can't really afford for people to lose income.
Oh, I know.
Right? When people come back and say, hey, it's national security, companies in the United States sell our data to other countries. Zuckerberg down there at Mar-a-Lago.
It's Zucker. Say Zucker.
Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg, like Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Right? He's down there at Mar-a-Lago sucking up to Trump. But this is not a political channel. We check that out on Perry's Politics Today. I'm just saying, look, this shit, everybody wondered what was going to happen. I think we started getting the picture. Well, if you go right now and try to access TikTok, you're going to get the message.
That's where you got that. That's where you got that message that you just read off of TikTok?
No. I had somebody send me that.
Oh, okay.
Neil sent me that.
Send it to me. I'll put it on the screen.
Okay.
Send it to my email, please.
Okay, I got you.
So listen, you guys. So this is what they're saying. They're saying it has nothing to do with national security. It has everything to do with money. TikTok was kicking ass, was making billions of dollars. Also, not just giving revenue to content creators, their stores. You know, I believe it was Stormy from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Made a product. I can't remember what it was. And she made $1 million in one day. TikTok was pulling in a lot of numbers. And we didn't have an American app to compete with that. I'm telling you what they're saying. Now, I'll ask you guys if you believe it or not. And so they're saying that this has everything to do with getting rid of the competition versus a national security risk. So when they said that they were going to close TikTok down, everyone went to Red Note, including me. So at first it was all in Mandarin. I was like, what? But anyway, then they had people on there telling us that America's full of propaganda. They tell you guys a lot of BS and you guys believe it. Well, that's true, because how are we going to know any different? And so they were telling us what other people thought of America and that this was a money grab. So it gets deep. It gets deep. Let me do a poll because I'm obsessed with polls. Let's see here. And Perry's been on one for about 4 days now. Hold on. TikTok banned for national security. Who is that?
It was me coming in the door. Did you
are you outside?
Oh no. I had took off for a second. Did you get my email?
Oh, let me check. Hold on. I had to do a poll. I had to put a poll in. Okay. I didn't get into the whole TikTok thing. I'm a late bloomer. I just started a TikTok account maybe like I don't know, like maybe a month ago.
Yeah, so TikTok wasn't our thing, but at the same time, we do recognize we would watch it daily. It's like entertainment, like
Oh
go to
yeah,
the
I love the
store,
challenges. Yeah,
you got 5 minutes in between. I'm waiting on my wife to come out the beauty shop or whatever she's doing. I'm watching it. It's entertaining, short, to the point, bam. But the whole thing is this: a lot of people are suffering from this.
yeah,
So this is not a joke. It's not
yeah,
none of that.
yeah.
Um, Looking at the numbers, I think in the physical year of 2023, TikTok contributed, or not contributed out of their own pocket, from taxpayers, from small businesses to content creators, 20 almost $24 billion. It could be a little over 24 billion, right at that number, 24 billion to our economy. When we going through a time like this, it's not time to let it go. You know, somebody's going to be hurt by this decision. And I know people can say, well, jobs come and go every day. I get it. But sometimes people tell us things that's not necessarily true. When people
Well,
say
okay,
that,
so now everybody's mad at Donald Trump. They see through it. They think this has nothing to do with the national security risk. It has everything to do with money. There are senators that are on TikTok because they're on the board. So it's a lot of people gain
mhm,
a lot of money from TikTok, including senators, current senators that all close for it to be banned down. They want a American app that can compete. And so they did this to another app. Somebody was telling me this too. Anyway, this comes from Tabitha Speaks. I remember her. She used to review reality TV. Now she's doing a great job in politics. She says, reminder, Donald Trump is no hero working to save TikTok. He started the process and worked with the Republicans to introduce legislation to ban TikTok during his first administration. Over the years, Republicans continue to work at the urging of Mark Zuckerberg. It's Mark Zuckerberg. It's Elon Musk. They don't want the competition and AI Pat to ban TikTok, and here we are. I just wanted y'all to know, I just wanted you to know the facts before they start to portray Trump as a TikTok savior. He's
right.
not a savior. He wanted this with his boys. Him and his boys wanted to shut TikTok down. It was a competition money thing.
Yep.
TikTok
And
gone in my time zone, Central Time. It's gone in everybody's. I'm
so,
on Pacific time zone. Go ahead,
right.
Perry.
So I'm pretty sure if it's gone in Pacific, it's gone in Central, it's gone in Eastern. And then, you know what? Well, I don't want to get too deep into the politics stuff because that's what
Thank
we do
you.
on Fairy Politics today. But it's ahead of schedule. Do somebody call and say, hey, go ahead and shut it down now so when I bring it back, I can get all this praise? Just a question. But
So they're also saying that Donald Trump shut it down ahead of schedule because he wants us to feel the burn a little bit. And then Monday, right before the inauguration, he's going to bring it back, and they're saying that he wants praise for it. Here's the thing for me. You had Donald Trump just brought all of these rappers today to go perform at his party.
mhm.
I forgot what it was called. It was
Oh, it was
might have
called
been
Crypto Ball.
Bitcoin. Oh, crypto, whatever. He paid all of these rappers to pretend like they like him. Okay, this was a money grab, and they took it.
Mhm.
So shame on you, Snoop Dogg and Soldier Boy, and
Big Rum.
because
Miller.
now they're going in on Snoop Dogg or the whole gang because they're playing tapes of them calling Donald Trump a racist, calling him a horrible president, and then 4 weeks later, Snoop Dogg, you have a change of heart. No, you sold out.
Yep.
You could buy. You let Elon Musk buy by a position on your cabinet because he's not even wasn't even born in the United States. You're also bringing on people that have sketchy histories with women. I'll put it that way. Alleged addiction problems. This is going to be a mess. Okay. Now, and if you are a Republican, hear me out. We don't want him to run amok. We don't want him putting Hispanic children back in cages. We have to hold him accountable. He has to be held accountable for his administration. This, you could easily buy him. If you want, you could buy a pardon. That's what Snoop Dogg did. Didn't he just get your homeboy out of prison? Yeah. Snoop Dogg, didn't you just buy a pardon?
Michael Harris. Yeah, he did.
I want you guys to go put in 2 names in Google. Put in Snoop Dogg, Michael Harris, no, 3 names, Donald Trump. The whole story will come up. You could buy a pardon. Like, what's happening to our morals? What is happening to our rules, our structure? If you have money, you could become the vice president like Elon Musk. Yeah. He should have no say in what we do in our government.
Nope.
He's not. You don't have any experience?
Mm-hmm.
None.
Let's keep it real. He's not even part of the cabinet. They created a job for him and then Ramaswamy as some kind of outside advisor, right? Not part of the government in no type of way. But the influence, being the richest man in the world, a lot of influence because people bow down to cash. Mm-hmm. Cash, Elon present the cash.
Oh, hold on, Perry. Okay. Something caught my eye. Hold on. Y'all going off. This is what caught my eye. He never put them in cages. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Don't make me pull the evidence. Make sure you do your homework before you comment in my comment section. He put them in cages. He separated the adults from the children. The children never got returned. Please do your homework, Mrs. Burns. I just don't want you putting false information in my chat.
If they went in cages.
Now, it's okay to like Trump because you vote for who you vote for, but we're not going to give misinformation out on this damn channel. We're just not going to do it. Now, you could say, yeah, that's just part of deportation, but don't make up the lie that they weren't in cages. Don't make up the lie that the children were returned to their parents. It's just not true. And we get so much misinformation on the internet anyway. It just boils my blood. I don't want it in my comment section. And I'm not telling you don't like Trump, but that statement right there is misinformed.
Yeah. I mean, because nobody's telling you not to like Trump. Some people still like R. Kelly. Like who you like. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like for my channel is only for Democrats. People are like, what we talking about is a channel for us to vent. So it's not for everybody. And not to disrespect somebody else's opinion. Like who you like. Vote for what's in your interest.
Yeah. And
I do likewise on my channel, Perry's Politics Today. That's what I do. So it's not for everybody, but in this world, nobody's the same. Nobody in this world go to the same churches, have the same beliefs. So that's just where we at.
What's irking me right now, let me tell you why I'm so testy right now. Hundreds of thousands of people take care of their families off of TikTok. This is like 100,000 layoffs. Unless you have a channel, you won't understand how severe this is. Hundreds of thousands of people get no check tomorrow. I don't know if you like unemployment is bad. Like we're just living in really terrible times. I feel cursed to be in this era because everything is wrong. Is just everything is bad, everything's divided, everything is just a mess. This is just a mess. And I just, I can say this till I'm blue in the face, but they don't want to hear that shit. I
Right.
could say, you guys, this will work itself out and everything will be okay, but they're nervous right now. They just all got unemployed.
Right. And they should
And I
be.
don't have to be unemployed myself to feel how they're feeling. Sorry, go ahead, Perry.
You look, I'm gonna say this too and make this perfectly clear. This is not a white or black thing. This is not even a Democrat Republican thing. So have your opinions, do whatever. This is about the billionaire club, the rich versus the poor. So oftentimes when we speak of Republicans, because we see them bowing down to the billionaire club. So don't get offensive because we all in this shit together. We got to, as minorities, we got to feed our kids the same way you got to feed yours. This ain't about that. Go ahead.
Kendall, are you sure you want me to tell you why? Because Republicans are very thin skinned these days and they get offended. I don't think you want me to answer that question. So I'm going to look for your response. If you tell me yes, I'm going to tell you exactly why. And I'm going to tell you how I feel it.
And this was Biden's decision, but why are you bringing up Trump? Why? Well, maybe
Misinformation.
that's the person that's got this ball rolling to get them banned. Like at a certain point to have an adult conversation, you got to put your adult glasses on and stop acting like a child and being in denial about certain things. Is Democrats perfect? Hell no. Is Republicans perfect? Hell no. So in order for us to get together, either you are part of that billionaire club or you with everybody else. It's the rich against the poor.
They don't see it. They don't see it. They see it blue against red. They see blue against red, black against white.
Yeah,
y'all need to take the blinders off. They want to make this a two-class society. And it is what it is. And maybe that's what y'all like. Y'all want a two-class society. But I'm a Democrat. I bleed blue. I don't like to see people in pain. I have compassion for the wildfires that are going down in LA. I don't want to see people lose their home. I don't want to see people lose their jobs. And I just am not cut from that cloth where I can see people suffer and I don't feel anything. That's just not me.
Well,
but maybe I'm just,
and let's keep
a dumbass.
And we're here tonight to talk about TikTok closing down. You cannot access it. It affects.
Oh my God, you guys. This is okay. I used to say, why does Donald Trump lie so much? Now, you can't get mad at that. That's a proven fact that he lies a lot. I think they try to put a lot of false narratives out there so people don't know what to believe. If you watch Fox all day, they're putting this in front of your face all day. If you watch CNN or MSNBC one day, they put this in front of your face all day. It's like you go to the internet, it's more misinformation. You really have to do your homework and stop listening to social media. And even the news will say bad things. Like they said that black people were looting and robbing white people during the fires. Oh my
God. I mean, and what they call it is looters on scooters. See,
they call it looters on scooters.
And Ashley, let me say this, Ashley Johnson. And I get it. Like I said, you have the right to have your opinion. I respect that. We have ours. And if we go, Biden is the one that signed this order. Trump is nothing to do with it. Ask yourself and go and do research. If I have to prove it to you, I'll go and pull up some documents to say Trump started the ball rolling.
Well, I don't even want to do that.
I want to national security risk. Now you saying Trump have nothing to do with it. He's trying to bring it back. Why would you bring back a national security risk? So ask yourself this: is it a national security risk or not? Or is it your boy don't got away with not going to prison?
Or this. I don't want to argue about that, Perry. I don't want to argue about that. I want to argue about how does it feel to know that hundreds of thousands of people just lost their job. I don't have time to go over Joe Biden did this and Trump did this. Who gives a damn? How
Right.
does it feel to know, Ashley Johnson, that hundreds of thousands of people just lost their job?
Right.
I want to talk about the human element of it. I don't want to get caught up in the superficial bickering back and forth.
Right.
Black people this, white people that, Republicans this, Democrats that. I'm saying, how do you feel knowing that hundreds of thousands of people just lost their jobs and possibly because of a lie? I mean, how does that make you feel? Like, I don't know. It's like you guys want to argue. You want to go back and forth. I just don't have time for that anymore. It's just, oh, like, let's hold people accountable and let's stop the craziness and let's be normal again. Let's be normal again. Where character matters. How you treat people matters. What you do to women matters. How you talk about women matters. I never dreamed I would live in this lifetime when a president would say he grabs women by the pussy. Like, what? What does that say to the children? You talk like you're some pimp. Just grab him by the pussy.
Who signed that order? Grab him by the coochie.
I'm just saying, like, it's just getting out of hand. I mean, if a black man said, I just grab him by the pussy, he would be arrested and disbarred. I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, the reason on tonight is because of TikTok. Because the TikTok is gone. And it's gone for the reason that it's a security risk. But if they bring it back, will it still be a security risk?
For everybody that said it was a security risk. Unless they forfeit over the whole TikTok program to somebody in the United States and don't use their analytics or anything else, it's still a risk. And then the data they already collected, say if they sold the company, they can give you the data they got, but do that mean they can't make a copy of the data they got already?
A copy? What if it comes back and all the data is gone?
Well, okay, yeah, well, I'm
So it
saying
takes a long time to build up a TikTok. It does. Or
yeah.
YouTube, your social media.
That data, I'm talking about personal information, right? It's not just the videos they saying that's a national security risk. It's our personal information, our things we do this here and there. They could give you all that back and have a copy of it. They still have it. They still got Lemonade. They still got Red Note that millions of people are signing up for. Why haven't they banned those yet? Or Temu. They say Temu is getting more information than TikTok. They haven't banned them. Because I just feel like at the end of the day, it's about some kind of competition. Just my opinion. Like I said, everybody have their own. You know, if you red or blue or whatever, you might have a different opinions. And I respect that. But just use some common sense at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I feel like this battle is between the rich and the poor. And if you don't go to your bank account and see billions of dollars in there, you're not a part of that billionaire club.
Now
And,
let's
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let's change the conversation
Yeah.
to what's really bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley just said she lost 100,000 followers. You know how long that takes. You know how long that takes.
Right.
Sorry
Well,
to hear that, Ashley. My
no,
heart goes out to you.
That's what this video is about. It's like people that this decision of where we're at right now has affected. It's not the blame game, who did what, because we can argue who started. Nobody did anything to fix it. Let's say that. And it's coming down to the problem never got resolved. So now it's going to go over to the next administration. We don't know how it's going to go. Well, I sort of know how it's going to go. Somebody's going to try to twist the narrative and make it come out so they could be some type of hero. But that's just my opinion. But right now, outside of the blame game, people's lives have been affected.
Now let me address this really quick. This one says, I don't believe them. I think it's a lot more to do to it that simply blocking it for security. I hope you're right. So I had one right here. Uh, all right. It was, who cares if the country hasn't been normal for a while? This is why she's saying, let's get back. Take a step in a positive direction. Negative Nancy. I mean, we gotta try to stay positive, but it's a lot. I think I'm gonna you say wait, I'm gonna drop it. I'm not gonna be long, but I can't even read these. They're going fast.
Yeah.
And people need to vent. We need to
Right.
vent. We need to vent and get this off of our chest. And I hope it does come back tomorrow. I really do.
And I would just say this before you dropping a link.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. At the end of the day, I could say I'm blue, you could say you red. But I think on our channel, I was just venting over there about things that we figured that's important to us. At the same time, I realize there's things important to you too. But we can't have blinders on the left or the right. This shit at this point, we all equal. Well, should be equal. We should be equal. And we all live in the same life, trying to support a family, do all these things. They want us divided, the people of power, because that's how they divide. They divide us with, okay, black against white, red against blue. And we sitting here battling it out while they just collecting billions of billions of dollars and don't give a fuck about the blue, the red, the black, or the white. But go ahead.
Okay, I told you guys take a poll. I said, was TikTok banned for national security reasons? 34% said yes, 66 said no. And I think that it just started changing in this final weeks when we went to Redbook. But somebody said that they think Redbook was feeding us a bunch of propaganda. That could be true, but that doesn't stop the devastation from your channel being gone. Hi.
Hi, I just want to ask, do you all really think this is black and white? And let me ask you a question. How many poor red people do you think there are?
There's a
Way more.
lot of poor red people.
Yeah, way more.
Right,
And
so it's not poor against rich.
no,
All
it's
right.
poor gets rich. It's
No,
poor
it's
gets
poor.
rich.
It's poor against rich is what we're saying. Like you saying that how many blacks are poor, how many whites are poor. Poor is poor. I raised the color line. We saying that it's
I
the
think you
business.
said color first. You said red and blue, right?
I said red and blue, white and black.
Right. So red and blue, white and black. So black is blue, which
Well,
is poor, and or red. I mean, help me understand
no,
that thought.
excuse me. Oh, no, no. When I said red or blue, it didn't mean rich or poor. It didn't mean whether you're wealthy or not.
He was
That was
saying
just
division.
a politics class that you chose to be with. You chose to be a Republican or a Democrat, whatever fills your needs. Either you was born white or black. So
Well, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. China and India getting ready to take over everything, and we as Americans need to hold some stuff for ourselves.
So
And
you think it was okay to take TikTok?
I think that, I mean, shoot, if we want to all pool our money together and try and buy TikTok, I mean, they made enough money. People done made millions of dollars off of TikTok. So they got millions of dollars to spend. And if they came together as a unit and tried to buy TikTok to keep it back in-house instead of a foreign country having control, do that.
Well, they tried to do that with YouTube Shorts, and nobody. It didn't have the same effect as TikTok. For some reason, people
I
like
mean, either you
TikTok.
gonna complain or you gonna move forward. I mean, I'm not going to sit back and complain. I don't even think we should be using the iPhones. I mean, I think that China has a lot of control. And if you all looked at the COVID time, when COVID was going on, the Chinese people, the iPhones made over in China, right? They
Mhm.
were beating them and making them stay inside those factories to build these phones, and they only paying them like $2 an hour while they charging us $1,000 for the phone. So, I mean, we have to think about everybody and not just ourselves. And if we want to take over, if TikTok means that much, then collectively, because I know what's her name from off Love and Marriage, Hip
Huntsville.
Huntsville. Yeah,
Who?
Stormy done
Stormy.
made
Stormy. And
millions of dollars off of TikTok. So
Right.
if
yes.
y'all want to complain about it, y'all done made enough money off of TikTok that y'all can collectively go and buy TikTok and stop crying about the Chinese owning it.
I'm confused with what you're saying. You're
I,
saying that enough money was made from TikTok, so it's time for it to go. Is that what you're
Definitely not. What I'm saying is
saying?
enough money was made that made enough millionaires.
Mhm.
And collectively, those millionaires can pull those dollars together and put in a bid.
okay, but what happens to the people that's not millionaires? So
I
that's
mean,
why.
it's not the people that's not millionaires, it's the people that's millionaires that buy it, and the people that aren't millionaires still can work on there.
Okay, but
Like
that's the
we
problem. Like I said, look, this is what I'm trying to tell you. The way TikTok is set up now, and this is my opinion on this. I think TikTok pays people pretty decent, whatever. It's not as high as some other platforms, but they pay them. They offer cheap advertisement for small businesses in the United States. If American company brought that TikTok from them, when they come over, they're not going to pay the content creators the same. They ain't going to offer these small businesses the same advertising rates. So when you say people who made millions is the same people who's now saying it was a national security risk, where they campaigned for their reelection on TikTok. So who does that if you really feel like it's a national security risk? TikTok is one of the biggest reasons. X, Facebook, is why Trump is back in office. So when you come on and act like, oh, well, no, it is this and that, it could be. And your example of the iPhone, that's things you have heard, correct? Or have you been in China and actually seen it? I'm going to take it that you just heard those things.
I think
I
she
mean,
feels.
I mean, you just tell me, what do you think China's role is in the whole national world?
Well, at this point, for real, the last couple of days, I'm starting to reconsider how everything is. I'm not exactly sure. I just know China was always looked at as a communist country, a poor country. Nobody had anything, this, that, and all this stuff. But we was always told in the United States that, yeah, we're this great society that we take care of everybody and we do all this. When we got many of homeless people can't afford homes, high energy bills, and all this. So I'm not sure the things we've been told over the years is actually correct. Do
I
you?
ain't say nothing I've been told. What I asked was, where do you think that China is in this whole? What role you think they? I mean, when we look at China, we also gonna look at India. We also gonna look at Russia. Like, I mean, we want to look at it globally. Like, we're not looking at it in a small frame. We looking at it. I mean, because this is where we live.
Are you saying that China's has too much
Influence?
power, or not even power? Like they're too involved with us anyway? Is that what you're saying? Like they making our TVs and stuff like that? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just asking, who is going to be the superpower?
Well,
Or I mean, because if we look at China and we look, I mean, do you want to live in a dictatorship? Do you want to live in a communist country? I mean, how do you want to live?
you know what though? I'm not sure because my definition or what I've been taught all these years being in the United States that a communist country wasn't good for me. And really, I'm looking at a dictatorship, I've been taught, is not good for me. But my issue is living in the United States, seeing how things are being sold out and only there for the rich, in my opinion, is not good for me. So the question you asked me, I can't explain that, but I just think that sometimes we are fed a lot of lies on the left, the middle, and the right that we got to just consume this shit and move on with it. But what you saying is superpower. I think the United States is considered a superpower. So is Russia. So is China. Do you not? Or
I
you
think that
suspended
the
it?
United States is falling behind. I think that we're not being educated enough. I
I
don't
agree.
think that we're being innovative enough. I think that we're letting other countries start to take over. And I am fearful for my next generations.
That part I can agree with. You see what I'm saying? No, no. I mean, not everything's going to be different from what we're talking about. Yes, it's fearful that we could do more, right? Employing people here in the United States, tighten up our education instead of rebuilding, bombing other countries, rebuilding other countries, instead of sitting here um, taking care of our own, getting the homeless off the street, having rehab for people, making homes affordable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's other things we can do in the United States. And I feel like you're right. We're behind on that. Go ahead, Sherelle.
Oh, I don't know. Uh, do did you say everything you wanted to say, Meb? You feel frustrated. You feel frustrated because you agree with the
I'm
ban.
not frustrated. I mean, I'm not gonna let nobody. I'm not frustrated. I'm just saying, like, I want to be a strong nation. I want to be a strong country. You know what I'm saying? And I want us to really think about how we're moving forward, because it's not just for us; it's for our children too.
I
I
think what
agree.
Perry's trying
Agree.
to say is that, it's really hard for us to answer the China questions because we don't know what's propaganda. Here you go. And what's real, what's fake, and what's real. I think money motivates a lot of stuff, a lot. And so, wow. All right, y'all. Wow.
And then I'll
All
say
right.
this, Mel.
We are,
Look,
uh,
I'm gonna say this real fast. Mel, I agree with you. I want the same things you want too. But open our eyes a little bit because the things we want, do you feel like we have already in the United States? Do you feel like minorities have been treated fairly, given the same equal rights that everybody else has?
I'm sorry, Perry. I missed it. Can you repeat it again?
I said, I believe we want the same thing. But do you feel like the minorities in America have been given the same equal rights as everybody else, the same opportunities? Because
You know,
I
I think the minorities fight too much amongst each other. We too worried about who black, who white, who this. I mean, all of that stuff just be too much. You know, they keep us distracted for a reason, right?
well,
Because because a lot of our conversation will be about who's really black, all right?
well, okay, that's
And that
the
is
community.
crazy.
That's the community. Okay, but let me ask you this: Do you think the blacks the only one that go back and forth with each other?
Hell no. I mean,
Right,
I know a
right,
lot
right,
of
right, right, right.
Asians,
No,
and those Asians are
and
really
white people and
poor.
everybody else. But I'm just saying this: we all distracted to a certain point because I think we all missing the picture. They want us divided. I feel
So are
like
we gonna stay distracted or we gonna move forward?
we want to move forward. That's why we having these conversations. But to move forward, we got to recognize stuff and take accountability. It is what it is, and not sugarcoat it. You understand?
all right. Let's start. Hi, Jarita. How you doing, girl? You look nice.
Hey girl, no I don't. I'm in my PJs.
What
I'm
made you
so
jump up here in the middle of the night? What happened?
I'm
What
so
happened?
sad. Okay, so y'all know y'all been with me since I started trying to build up on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Y'all been like mentors to me, but 3 weeks ago I got so addicted to TikTok and I met a lot of people because I started watching people's lives because it's easy to start making money on TikTok. It really is. You know, over on YouTube, it's really hard. You have got to make videos, you got to make vlogs, you got to be consistent. You know it. So
Well, yeah, you were one of the people when I was talking about like that. They just all lost their jobs.
they lost their money, they lost their jobs, and a lot of people. Okay, so to get monetized on TikTok, you need 10K followers, but to start making money and go live, you only need 1,000. And people do these things called battles, and they people send money just to watch people talk crap to each other. I even sent money if it was that
And what
addicting.
you're saying too. The last thing, okay, so we could fight about
Yeah,
China
yeah.
and the
Okay, so
United.
what I want to say to the last lady, all due respect. But first of all, people have changed. There's some people who this is their only job. Okay. Some people have two jobs, but that was their bread and butter. And some people have lost that and they are losing their way of living, their way of life. They have went and bought houses that have mortgages that are in a certain category where going and getting a regular job ain't gonna happen. And as far as her saying all the millionaire TikTokers should get together and ban and it's not for sale. Like when I was on live with somebody just now before it got shut off, he could see everybody from the UK,
It
from
is
Canada.
definitely for sale, my love. It is definitely
It's
for sale.
okay.
She
It's
met
for
with commoners.
okay, my love. Who's that talking to me? I'm sorry. Who?
The
I didn't
lady
see who
that
that was.
MEP.
Okay, it's for sale, but they're being picky about who they want to sell it to. There is billionaires, Mr. Beast. There is the guy from Shark Tank. He's got the bald head with the two sides, trying to buy it too. Like, I mean, it's not just gonna be for any and everybody. So yes, like Perry said, it's either gonna A, not come back, or Trump, who's getting in office tomorrow, is gonna try and look like the hero. You can see if you're from a different country, you're still on the app. If you're in Canada, the girl from the UK was on there, but we can't see anything. So I'm just trying to figure out why China would give a billionaire app away just because one country can't get into it. And for people thinking that everybody's going to
Because
be
we
okay,
are the country, because we are the country that rules everything. Because we need to let them know, don't play with us. Because we need to be a
says
force to be.
says you. Everybody doesn't think that the United States shit don't stink.
right?
That's
Why,
what I'm
why,
saying.
why would China
That
want to
was
be like,
you're
why,
saying. Listen, they
I
half
didn't
of
say
them
our
call us
I didn't
idiots.
say our shit don't stink. I never said that.
Well,
I
I said
never
that,
said that. I
but
never said
we're
that.
not like this country that everybody envies. That's what they
We
tell
are the
us here.
country that pays for everything.
That's
We are
what
the
they tell
country.
you. That's the propaganda that I'm talking about. They tell us we're number one, we're the best, we are the world police. We got to help these other countries. But it's not like that when you step outside the United States.
No,
They're
I said
laughing
we
at
are
us.
the country that spends a lot of money on other countries.
we
Jarita,
sure
go
do, and
on
that's
mute.
dumb. That's
Jarita,
dumb,
go
but that
on
don't mean
mute
they
if
owe
you
us
know.
any. They don't mean they owe us anything because we're dumb. And we're about to go through a whole 4 years. I don't know if anybody remembers what it was like during the C word shutdown, but it was very depressing. We had a very unempathetic person in office that didn't give a damn. Okay. So that's about to happen again, I feel like. And that's just my opinion. Okay. And TikTok came about when we were in a shutdown, when everybody's mental health was awful. I'm in California. I'm only an hour and 30 minutes away from the fires. And scrolling through TikTok is the one thing that's getting a lot of people through like what we're going through right now. People losing their houses, Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt, like literally just use TikTok to get her Spotify for her album to like to get start making money so they can try and get a new house. They weren't gonna get that on YouTube and other platforms. Luckily, people like Sherelle,
You know what,
you
Jarita,
guys.
let me say this. I think unless you are making money on TikTok or you've met friends on TikTok or it's not your way of life, she just said she doesn't go on social media. Then they don't understand the loss.
I
They don't
didn't
get it.
say I don't
I
go on
agree.
social media. I
It's
didn't say
about
I don't
it's
go on
about
social media.
the money and how China we can't make them more powerful than us. And we're talking about on a human level. It's a loss there. And when people don't acknowledge it, it just seems unsympathetic. Like,
China
damn,
getting ready to take over Taiwan and crush Taiwan, their own people. That's what China getting ready set up to do. China is getting ready set up to crush their own Taiwanians. And you want to say what about China? They don't care about, I mean, we don't care about our own people either, but come on now.
Well, that's the point. That's the point. And not to negate what you said. Yes, I feel like that's what China want to do, take over Taiwan. But we talking about United States. We was talking about TikTok. You
Talking
can
about
see
TikTok.
those things, but you can't see how damaging, and you don't even trust your own people, as you just said. So how can we feel like United States is telling us the truth about this whole thing when you got other companies? Because if they're so anal about TikTok, why ain't they doing the same about China with Lemonade, Red Note, Timu, other companies that's gathering just as much data?
I think we all know the data excuse was a bunch of crap. That's just not true. I think we all know that.
But
Um,
the other apps are crashed out right now. You can't get on Red Note, Lemon, Favorited, nothing right now.
exposing MAGA. Do you want to sound off?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I have been a huge fan of you guys. You are such a great couple.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, there is a lot of misinformation going on. I have been on TikTok for a while. I'm of the older generation. I will go ahead and say it.
Mm-hmm.
I am a baby boomer,
Mm-hmm.
and I have met so many good people on there, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been fun. I don't
Mm-hmm.
do it for the money. I don't do it for the clout. I just do it to have fun.
I mean,
And
it
you
serves a
know,
lot of purpose. I mean, it also gets information out very, very fast. You guys ever watch Tizzy and he'll put a video out like, who is this person? And then like 10 minutes later, people have found the person. It's a source of
yes,
information too. It was a good thing for us. Now, can we find a replacement? I don't know. Will it appear, because I really think it's a money thing. I think the security risk was a crock of shit that they gave us. It's money. Every money rules this administration. If they can make money off of it, that's where they're going. Like, when he says stuff like he wants to buy the Panama Canal, I want to buy Iceland, and I want like what?
But this wasn't Trump's idea. Trump is thinking about keeping
And whose
TikTok.
idea was it?
It was Congress has passed it and the Supreme Court has upheld
Who
it.
mentioned it the
So they
very
all
time?
Republicans. The Supreme Court is majority Republican.
Yeah.
So but the Democrats this last group is the one who introduced it, and it was a slim majority of
well,
the
actually, I
Democrats.
have a copy of the executive order that Trump signed
It was
back in
Trump.
2020
Trump haven't been in office
banning
for four
TikTok.
years. What are you
He
talking about? It was Trump.
Lady, I said
2020,
2020.
2020. He was in office 2020. So look, man, I
But
understand how
okay.
passionate you are about things. Maybe come over to my show, Perry Politics Today, where we can
I
have
thought that's where I was at. I'm so sorry.
well, yeah.
That's where this is supposed to go down at, but that's okay because Perry didn't took over. But go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm just saying that for real. Like, I understand your concerns. The United States can do better. We're just simply saying you can't believe everything they're telling us. And look at the tracks. If it was that much of a national security, you could come on and say, "Oh no, they're willing to sell it." Well, if they was willing to sell it, why haven't it been sold? You can't answer that
No, the
question.
company is not willing to sell it because they make a
Well,
lot of money
hello,
off of it
hello.
too.
Then it's not for sale.
There are 3 TikTok offices in the United States. So they have been here long enough. Why are they waiting till now to completely shut it down?
Hmm.
It's a money thing. That's all there is.
Can I say something? I've been very patient.
Yeah,
What
you
you
have.
guys
Go
are,
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, what you guys are witnessing now is something that has been going on since the Obama administration, with his administration actually freezing Iran's assets and blaming them for 9/11. And the silver lining was, oh, well, this money, we're going to get it to the 9/11 victims. Why haven't any American heard about that? Because you wasn't going to hear about that. So
Fine.
so they did that behind closed doors. Now they're doing it in your face.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They all lie to us. And
Of
we don't know.
course.
And that was what we were trying to say. We don't know what's propaganda and we don't know what's real. Because
And
this
as for the young lady talking about China, I hate to bust your bubble, ma'am. I'm on a cam.
Oh, she dropped.
Oh,
I think
she
she kind of
dropped.
came up. She'll be
What was
back.
her name? I got a
Uh,
lot of people backstage
yeah,
too.
I can't.
Uh,
I can't
I
remember her
don't
name.
know. I'm sorry. Sorry, lady. Maybe this is it. Is this you?
Power. Oh, sorry. China has been in existence as a world superpower long before America even became a country. So as far as the problems that we have with the quality of life and all that, they got that on lock over there. We would never be better than these countries. You're mentioning China. I'm very surprised you're not mentioning about Britain. We just came from under Britain less than since the 1700s. That's not a long time. The problem is what nobody has mentioned yet is you get a company who comes here, they do it, they have a business, and because for whatever reason, well, you can't do business here anymore. And if that's the case, then why haven't Samsung got put out of business? Why haven't Toyota? Why didn't they do this to these other businesses? That is it's an attack on the business sense, and also it's also an attack of your freedom of speech.
Toyota
Like,
actually
this is
has a
bad. I know
factory
a
in
lot of
Indiana.
people. I have some friends that are TikTokers. A lot of them are veterans, and you know, even a black. I have a friend who's a TikToker, and he's a black family, and he's a veteran, and he does TikTok. He Uber drives. He does it all. And he was telling me the benefits of TikTok. He even encouraged it to me. He also told me he has some friends who actually got off of Social Security because it wasn't paying enough, and they TikTok. Like,
It's a
this is an
lot.
attack of our rights.
It's
We
a
should
lot.
be able to make money and to thrive and to have our freedom of speech without the government coming in and saying, "Oh no, we're just going to ban this," and they don't have a reason. Like, I'm not really for any of this stuff, but I mean,
It's upsetting.
TikTok
But
yeah, and
is
it's
listen,
very
just as
unethical.
strict as
Dr. Bong,
YouTube.
you are correct. It's very, I mean, again, like
but listen, listen,
it's
listen.
insane. But I
Because
am with
I
you
think
guys. I feel
Donald
for these
Trump.
people. It's about to get real.
Yeah.
You got eggs $7, $8. That costs more than freaking meat. Like, it's about to get real. We just have to come together and as a people and just say no more.
Right.
No more. It's
That's all I wanted to say. I'm so sorry.
Oh no,
no,
no.
you're good. That's what this is for. Let's just say how we feel, so we're not yelling at each other when you calm down. I think even MEP realizes like it's a loss for people, especially for financially. Like people say, go get a job. Well, that's what they're forced to do, and that's not even easy either. These are just hard, trying times that we're living in, and we just gotta hang on and pray that it gets better. You can stick around. I'm gonna bring as many people as I can. Is it Taj? Ta?
Yes, top.
Ta,
I,
sound off. You've been waiting a really long time.
I just wanted to say that this whole situation with TikTok is, and for MEP, she just, ugh. Anywho,
Thank you.
Trump started it, right?
Mhm.
Just like Trump started the removal of the troops. Remember, Trump started it. Then Biden was in office and it happened, but they blamed Biden, but Trump signed it.
Mhm.
Trump signed TikTok back in 2020, and then now Biden is in office. Yes, he signed it. He
Let,
did what,
let, let me
but
ask you a question because we all seem to be on the same page up here. What about, do you think we should give Trump a chance?
listen, Trump is still, Trump didn't want it back in 2020. He don't want it now. The only reason that Trump want it is just like he gonna have those two clowns, the oligarchy, Elon and Bezos, sitting next to him at the inauguration. They don't want the TikTok shop.
They don't
Did
want
y'all
that.
did y'all know that TikTok started off as that music lead that the little kids was doing all the dances on?
Correct. Right. But
That's where it
listen,
started off at.
that's
So
fine. But
at first
TikTok
you
is
were
not
like,
fun.
it's just the kids dancing, so you didn't think much of it, right? And I mean, it's still kids dancing.
Sherelle, I was talking.
Yeah. Oh, let her
I'm
finish.
so sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
apologize.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anywho, it might have started off as kitty dancing, but it has grew into a money maker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It started off small. Now people are earning livelihoods, and especially since COVID, which Trump had something to do with the shutdown, people started making livings off of there. So it does make a difference. But at the same time, is Trump didn't want TikTok back then. He only wanted now is because it's going to benefit Elon and benefit oligarchies and benefit people like the little dweeb from Meta. All of these people, they're going to bow down to Trump, a man that wears diapers. They're going to bow down to him and do whatever he say because he walks around with this chest all poked out, just like the coward that most of them are. Okay.
It's going
And
to make
then,
him the popular kid on the block.
well, what it is he has a big bravado, and what happens is they go off the lead of the people. Right now, Trump has a real bad problem, is because a lot of these poor red hats, okay, they're realizing, oh shoot, look how, oh my God, I'm getting treated like the brown people. Exactly. It's not about color. Ding, 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 ding. It's about rich or poor. Just like Lyndon B. Johnson said, all you got to do is tell a poor white man that he better than any black man, and he'll pick his pocket. Because that's how dumb and illiterate you are. And for anyone to say, oh, Trump gonna do it, Trump then want to ban the Department of Education to keep you dumb. And that's the part that irritates me, is that people can't even correlate that, oh, he gonna do this. He didn't even, they pushed that boy, well, he is a boy in diapers. They pushed him through school. Teachers then came out. Look how they carry themselves. Look how they act. They have no sympathy, no empathy. And you think this man gonna save you, and half y'all go to church every Sunday. And that's why in the word, the Lord tells us everybody ain't gonna get in. And you know what sets you free? Your salvation is in the truth. That's it. Your salvation ain't, oh, you're gonna die, go to sleep, wake up in heaven. No, your salvation is the truth. It's the
Kimberly.
truth. The truth. Liars, they ain't getting nowhere near God. Anybody perpetrating, going along with a liar, they ain't getting nowhere near God. And this is the end right here. And I just wanted to make a message. TikTok, whatever. All of this is a propaganda for the devils. Yes, I said it. The devils. To put into our mind, not even them, not ours, meaning specifically melanated brown folks.
Okay. Okay. I know you're letting it out, and that's what this channel's for. But who wears the
And then
diapers?
I just can't stand when the 8% try to come on here and act like they know what they talking about. Sit your butt down somewhere and go be somebody mammy. Go over there on their platforms with your brown self and root for them with your pom-poms. See how far that gets you. Wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. And then sitting up in here caping for these people that
Oh
don't
my
give a doggone
goodness,
about
what is
none of
going
us.
on in this conversation when the whole I thought we was
Let
talking
her
about
speak. Let her speak.
TikTok.
Let her
I
speak.
thought we was talking about TikTok.
Yeah, it's too much for you when
Yeah, my
when you
tongue's
don't have
tied.
the thinking capacity to catch on. Of course, it's too much for you.
Okay,
All
now I'm
right.
gonna say this. On this panel, we're gonna agree to disagree. But let's refrain from, personally attacking somebody. We can disagree or whatever, but let's not do that. Because like at this point, like I said, it's not a black and white thing. It's a rich and poor thing. And I think everybody on this panel in this chat, we're gonna be in that same category, poor. We ain't part of this billionaire club. This shit that's going on right now. So
Perry, they don't have the comprehension skills to even think like that. That's the whole point. They
Mhm.
so good used to people telling them what to do instead of having a thinking brain of
I got
themselves.
multiple properties. I live a good life.
Girl,
I
I
live
don't care.
I
Look
live
at
the
Okay, hey, hey,
American
hey, hey, hey,
dream.
listen,
hey. All
people
right, all
with
right.
So I
money
mean,
can be
Hey,
dumb. Money
who
don't mean
doesn't
hey,
nothing.
know?
y'all, stop,
I
please
mean,
stop. We don't want to argue. Let's not
That's your
argue.
problem. Y'all think that money is everything. Money don't mean nothing. The good
I
Lord
mean,
don't
I
care
got good
about it.
cognitive
You can
skills
okay,
All
and
too.
right, all right, all right.
ask
Ta,
people
is
in
it Ta?
California.
Ta?
You
Is it Ta? Let
yes,
me. Is there anything else you wanted to say? Because I'm really backed up, and I just want people to speak their mind. And I'm not judging you or anybody on this panel. I'm letting y'all talk. So, is there anything else you wanted to say? Because it's a lot, and it's listen. It's not even the inauguration, and TikTok might come back, it might not. But right now that it's gone, a lot of people are panicked. They're panicked.
Yeah.
And I understand why. It's this we don't know what's going to happen. And this conversation could be useless because tomorrow we could, come back. It could be up or it could not.
It's not
And
going to be
then,
that useless, really, because at the end of the day, if it come back, I'm going to be on my channel saying what happened to the national security of it all.
okay, Perry, you a mess. Let me bring up more people. Let's just try to get more people to talk.
I'll definitely
Hey Mel.
follow you.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey
Good.
Ultimate TV. Mel, you sound off.
Well, I was going to say, for me, I think it's a scam. I think that basically, I think that this is a scam for the people to say that Trump is a savior. I think that I feel like all these billionaires are connected, and I feel like they turned it down before the inauguration, so that way, this week he can do whatever magic he claimed he's going to do. So they could say, oh, he's responsible for TikTok coming back. I think it's all a scam to uplift Trump, basically. That's what I think. I don't believe. I think it's all a scam.
Do you know anybody who makes a living off of it?
Oh my gosh, do I know anybody? Not really. No, I don't.
It's a lot of people. Hi, Ultimate TV. Sound off.
Well, this conversation has really taken a left.
It really did, but that's okay. That's okay.
I was under the impression that TikTok was up to be sold, but it had to be sold to an American company.
Mhm.
And because the Chinese government did not want to sell it, is the reason why it's
That's
gone,
true.
quote unquote, gone dark. Okay.
That's
So
true.
in my head, I'm thinking, if Trump wants to be the big bad, wouldn't he keep the ban on so that he could own TikTok? Then he would be up on the same level with his boys, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg. Because remember, the whole thing about Trump is that he was banned from having his say on social media. This is a man who is into retribution. So we got to pay for banning this man. So since
Whoa, wait.
he's already
Well,
Stop. You're saying
Trump
that he's
doesn't have enough
punishing us?
money.
Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yes.
I agree with her. That might be a thought right there.
Can I speak,
And the
please?
and the and the only reason I thought about that is because in my mind, in the research I did, I remember like CNN saying that China owns the United States debt of 980 billion or trillion dollars. So if they own us already, they hold themselves over us. Trump's not going to have that. Everybody has to bow down to Trump. So
Thank
China
you,
got to
young
take it,
lady. Thank you.
you know. So now, and
Can
that was
I
part
please?
one.
Hold on 1 second.
Well,
Keep going.
now part two, I want to answer your other question, Sherelle, which was about individuals who are on TikTok making money, right? We all know that the economy in the United States of America, especially since the pandemic, took a drastic hit, which is the reason why everybody had to have the stimulus. But keep in mind, they did not want us to have the stimulus unless, remember, Trump had to have his name on it.
So you
It's
think this is
all about bowing your head. If you remember what Miss Omarosa said, we all must bow down to Trump. So this is all about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
We got to bow down to this man. I don't know. This is called what my friend would call revisionist history. Just
Mega,
saying.
what do you think about what she just said? You were trying to get in. What do you think about what she just said?
Yeah, so there's quite a few things. Trump does not have enough money to buy TikTok.
Oh,
His Truth
that's
Social platform has bottomed out. The stock has just plummeted with Truth
Hmm.
Social. Remember when he was supposed to be able to sell it for $10 billion,
mhm.
and he
Right.
can't even sell it. So Trump can't afford to buy TikTok. And
His boys can though.
well,
So
his
so
Musk
so
is under SEC investigation. He can't do anything right now.
ultimate.
Oh,
So
they can
Musk
do anything they
cannot
want
buy
at
Hold,
it.
this point.
hold on one second. Ultimate, you think any minute now, any day now, Trump gonna wait a couple days and then come back and say, put it back up, and everyone's gonna say, "Yay!" Is that what you're
Oh
thinking?
hell, Trump, yes.
Absolutely,
He's going to have
absolutely.
an
It's a
American
scam.
buyer. He is going to tote the American buyer that puts it right back up.
It's
Yes.
a scam. It's a total scam.
Um,
It's the
Terrell, I got a
emperor.
question.
It's the emperor who is butt naked, doing the running man in front of us, making you think that he's saving us, and he's not.
No, he's not.
hold on.
Absolutely.
What did you say, Jarita? Go ahead.
I was just saying, I got a question. So, how is America supposed to? So, if they sell it to us, to an American buyer, does that mean that we now own it, or do we co-own it with China? Because I don't see why
I
China would give up.
do not. No, no. China's not going to be a co-owner, but
So I don't know why they'd give up a billionaire app. I mean, did Americans use it the most or something? Was that where the money generated
well,
most
they're
from?
saying it's a national security. That's one thing they're saying. I don't think anybody believes that, and my poll doesn't believe that. They're saying that
I think that Americans have the most money to spend, though.
America doesn't want a competitor. That's what they're saying.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Look, the whole thing is this. I think this too. I think, yes, they make the majority of their money from America off TikTok.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure it
And
out. Because I'm like, why would they just give it to us and not really,
All right.
if it's a big app, you know?
Let me
yeah,
try to bring up one more person. I'm trying to get as many people up here as I can. It's really crowded. Kendall K, you are cracking me up in the chat. I am reading the chat as they're talking. Hi, what's your name? Okay.
Capricorn.
Capricorn, you there?
I'm here.
Sound off.
I'm cracking up because look what's happening already. Everybody going into a tantrum. It's gonna be so many motherfuckers depressed by this, and I'm with what's his name, Mel from New York. I said I replied in your chat. Oh, I've been listening the whole time. This ain't nothing but a freaking scam. And for people to put their whole life, which most people do that on social media, period. But to depend on a damn app to make a living, when you got that $1 million, you should have got the hell out of there and ran with that $1 million. Not keep on thinking. I know people in my hometown now. Please follow, please follow. I can only get money for so many followers. You follow me, I follow you back. Please do this, please. All of this stuff. It's hard, trying to build up, and get followers like that and make the content and do all that. It don't happen overnight. People think this stuff happened overnight. These people were doing this from day one when TikTok first started coming out to make this money. But people are going to be so fucking depressed because when that damn little orange aide get in, he ain't got no power right now. He just blowing out damn smoke. He can't make a damn sound decision right now until he becomes the president June the 20th. He really can't do too much. What I'm saying? He can stop this, he can
We
stop this. He
have
can't
a
do
whole
shit.
Congress that's in
Wait a
session right
minute. Can I
now.
finish? Can I finish?
Go
Because this
ahead.
is just me
But
talking.
what you're
But
saying's
wait a minute.
incorrect.
Let
Hold on, Mega.
just
Let
let
her
me
finish and
finish.
then
You
you'll
had your
respond. Let
you
her
had your 5 minutes.
go
But the
ahead. Go
only
ahead.
thing I'm saying is when he gets in office, TikTok gonna be back up and running. Then but you're gonna have these hundreds of thousands of people that's been depressed, setting up in somebody's hospital, hopefully not, Because I've been seeing it already on Facebook. Oh my God, TikTok is shut down. What are we gonna do? People are losing their freaking mind
But
behind
you
this.
understand why, don't you,
I
Capricorn?
understand wholeheartedly. I
Yeah.
really do. I understand. But this, you cannot focus your whole life and everything on a freaking app. If that was going to take anything down, now Trump, I believe he became president because of social media again this time, especially TikTok. They had all these polls going on while he was running. But the thing
Yep.
about it is, you cannot stay focused on this little blue damn apple, red apple, whatever it is. Get a damn job and
Sad.
make you gotta always have a now listen, I picked up a second
Sorry,
job.
Sherelle.
No,
Listen,
you're
I
good.
picked up a second job in 2025 because I can't make it off of one. And it's just me by myself. But you got to have a backup plan. You can't always put all your eggs in a basket, as my grandma used to say. But I'm just worried about the American people because I'm not worried, but I'm concerned about our people because we are the main ones that have put so much into this TikTok and want to make this money. And it's addictive, it's a scam, and now since they shutting it down, everybody's going crazy. I had a cousin, I'm gonna say this, I'm be quiet. I had a cousin like the hour ago on Facebook say, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I spent 3 or 4 hours on TikTok. I had to set a timer just so I can go to bed to go to sleep." My God. I'm just like, I know it can be addictive like that, but when he gets in office, TikTok gonna be back up and running. But then you're gonna have
Absolutely.
people that lost their damn freaking ass mind because it's shut down. Take a damn break. Give yourself a
I mean,
break.
but Nina, it's very addictive. Also, too, it helps people. I know a lady that needed a liver transplant, and
Hmm.
somebody from TikTok said you could have mine. I mean, not liver, kidney.
Yeah, yeah.
You can have mine. So you make friends on the app, you make money, and I agree with you. You shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. And I think a lot of people did because when it was good, it was good. And
It
now
was
it feels
good.
like the rug has been pulled from underneath, and they're devastated. They're
Well,
Yeah,
devastated.
and
Sherelle, I
and,
was going
and
to
I
say,
understand
oh,
it.
okay.
And I'm just saying, and I understand that they're devastated. But the thing about it is, social media has took off, and this. I mean, I'm talking about social media. I'm talking about Instagram, all this other stuff. Since TikTok,
YouTube.
YouTube, since
Right.
TikTok has been off in the last 3 hours or so, 6 hours or so. I've
Mhm.
been getting all these pop-ups, lemon something. I ain't never heard that shit in my life. Lemon
Lemonade.
something. Add me. Yeah, I've never heard of that before now. But I'm just saying we need a break. Mentally, physically, and spiritually need a break from all these things on apps and stuff because they have really taken over. People have made a lot of money. People have lost a lot of money. People have lost lives on these apps. Especially TikTok. People have lost their lives on here. It just got too overwhelming for me. And I'm not a TikTok fan. So I'm just, I would go in there just to say, hey, what's the good music lately, or whatever. But I'm just people calm down.
Yeah.
It's
Mel, you
not the
wanted
end
to
of your life.
respond. Go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for me, I agree with Capricorn. I was just going to say this thing too. I think that people are making a lot of money on it, but I just feel like for us, for a lot of us, we just can't be manipulated by Trump. It's going to come back. I feel so strongly in my soul. It's going to come back the same way he put those checks out or whatever happened. Every time allegedly he does something supposedly good for people, it comes back in 3 years where people go, "Oh my gosh, he saved me from this." And we
Right.
can't do that
Yep.
at this point. Whatever this man does that's supposed to be good, I'm not going to give that damn fool a thank you. I'm going to say, you're supposed to have done this. This is what you're supposed to do. No more thank yous to this lunatic. He's a maniac. He's a national terrorist. And we are not going to be held hostage and blackmail. He used blackmail. I mean, he's blackmailing people in California right now. So the simple fact is we cannot, it's going to come back. And my fear, that's what I was saying earlier, my fear is that, like the Capricorn said, millions of people are going to wake up this week and go, oh my gosh, he's a good person. He brought back TikTok, and now in 2 years I'm going to vote MAGA. I'm going to vote. No, we can't do that. He's not. This is manipulation tactic. They did it before the election. They kept saying, "Oh, look what I did for you when I was in office before. You didn't do a damn thing. You caused a lot of problems. People passed away because of the viruses." Listen, it's going to come back. I feel in my soul it's going to come right back.
Yeah.
And guess what? He was responsible for this, for triggering this problem. and he's going to do some kind of backroom deal, and he's going to go out there, put his hands up, and say, "Oh my gosh, look what I did! I'm the greatest," whatever kind of crap. He's not. No, he don't get no thank yous from me. Never, never, never. No thank yous for that man. Absolutely not.
So I got an echo going. All right, you guys. I still got a lot of people backstage. I hope everybody is
I'll
calmed
drop
down
down.
now.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Sherelle and
Hey
Fairy.
Sherelle,
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're gonna go?
I'm gonna drop down too, boo.
I'll
Hey,
drop down too. Y'all
And I'll
have a
Okay.
drop down
good
too for
conversation.
everybody.
Okay. Bye, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
You
good night.
too.
Okay.
We got Bonji. Hi,
So
Bonji.
I
Wait.
wanted to say something
Go ahead.
about
Go ahead.
that comment
Uh-huh.
about Trump not having the power. Well, just not too long ago, he had the power to tell Johnson not to pass the border bill.
Right.
And we just swore in Congress, both the House and the Senate. And they are the ones that have the power to write the law. And Trump just signs off on it if he agrees with it or not.
Yeah.
So saying he doesn't have the power is not correct.
No. He has the power, and the power is not directly for him. People know generally that he can't run in 4 years unless things change. But I think where the power come from is his vice president Musk he's the richest man in the world.
You are
And
messy.
he has came out and said already that anybody that go against what they want to do, he gonna make sure they're not elected. So the congressmen, the senators are all bound down to the dollar. That's where it's at. That's where it's power.
Hi, Bonji. Sound off. Wait, hold on one quick. Did they ban CapCut?
Yep.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Sometime tonight.
What? Oh my goodness. Sound off, Bonji. Wow.
Okay, so I feel sorry for the content creators who were losing their income
Me too.
because as technology grows and expands and advances, there will be more opportunities to make money on some of these platforms. But here is where talking about the ban becomes disingenuous coming from politicians, because Trump was the first one to say he wants to ban TikTok. And the reason he gave was it was during the time where he would go on rants about China. And I think most of us here in the US sometimes are not as familiar with the fact that the United States owes the largest amount of money to China.
Yep.
So with how our financial system is set up, China is funding the United States.
Is that what that lady was trying to say, MEP, earlier?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I was saying.
I didn't understand the way she was putting it. Okay. Go ahead.
And the way he thought that was a way for him to maybe counter some of China's policies, or his mind is like, I'm a strong man, meaning he thinks he can go into any situation and somehow people will agree with him and then he'll be able to get it. No, America is not his company. Politicians have had their rules with other countries on how to engage. I'll give you an example that might actually help you see where I think this is going. So President Biden was in Europe this past week, and the as commander in chief, he has certain information, or what do they call it, like international, the our allies who fight wars
Yeah,
with us.
allies.
Yes. So with the war in Ukraine, he isn't sure how this one coming in is going to solve it.
Mhm.
So he went all the way to Europe and handed over whatever codes and things that they need to continue to fund the war in Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yes.
Hmm.
But then where I have a problem is fine, TikTok has been banned. What are they doing to help us Americans who either
They who?
the politicians who say they have the power to ban TikTok or bring it
Oh,
back.
okay.
I believe Elon Musk, what's his name from Facebook,
Zuckerberg.
Mark.
and
Zuckerberg.
yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. I believe these people have gotten close to the orange one because they know that decisions that their companies are going to make are going to be he's going to be very interested in those decisions.
So you
Don't
think
put,
this is a money thing,
oh,
Angie?
most definitely money, money, money. And
Yep.
if anyone thinks a politician who goes to Washington all humble saying they're going to work for us, what happens at the end of their first term? They become millionaires for the first time. The humble person that went in will leave Congress after 2 terms, 1 term, God forbid they're a senator, and then they'll be raking in hundreds of millions of dollars. People are not doing this because they want to serve us. People do this because they get paid and they have access.
So do you think all politicians are crooks?
I never used to believe that, but yeah, I'm everyone is getting a side eye for the next 4 years.
Yeah. Hi,
They
Toria.
don't start out like that. They don't start out like crooks. They have good intentions at first, but once they get in there, it all changes. But people's got their panties in an uproar for TikTok. I just can't see how they're banding together so much, but yet they couldn't band together not to get this man back in office. They have their priorities messed up. Our country is not going to be able to run if China calls in their debt right now. You know what'll happen if they call their debt in? We can't pay it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think when the Congress always tries to make a deal to get our funds paid or bills paid, they don't really shut the government down. They threaten to do it when they can't get a budget, but they know they got to pay that debt to China every year. They got to pay that debt. We have to pay on it because we can't afford to pay it off. These other countries
They
own us.
own us. Yep.
They all own us. USA is not the richest country in the world anymore. We used to be. We are not the powerhouse we once was. China is buying everything up in Africa.
Yep.
A lot of people don't pay attention to what things are happening. Now look at everybody. They're in an uproar about Snoop. They're in an uproar about TikTok. Two
Have you
things.
Toria, were you watching them drag the hell out of Snoop? They were going
Oh
crazy.
yes. Oh yes. There was like 20,000 things said comments on his site, and not one was good. Not one out of 20,000. Not one was good.
Why were y'all
You know,
surprised? That's what I don't understand. Why were you
that's what I'm
surprised?
saying. I wasn't surprised at all.
I
I'm gonna
was.
tell you when I peeped the move of his change. My husband loves The Voice, and he watches that show faithfully. And when I seen their picks for the next season, and Snoop wasn't there when the ratings was really good because he was on there, and they didn't give him a shot for next season, I said something's going on because NBC and Universal owns that show, and
Mm-hmm.
they own MSNBC, which that all that the NBC Universal does not like Trump. Period, and they're worrying about him shutting down the media. The reason all these oligarchs went towards Trump, like Musk bought the election, period. He bought the Congress, and he bought. That's why Congress listens to him. He bought their seats, and he bought Trump's seats by flooding the TVs in all these states with ad after ad after ad. He had like 10 different super PACs running at the same time that were all Trump super PACs. Elon Musk had all them. He paid for all that.
I think everybody's on the same page. We might go back and forth over Trump. I think everybody pretty much hates Elon. Don't you think so?
Now,
No? Who likes him?
I
He's
never
a
cared for him
non-factor.
because when he came out with them Tesla cars, I was PO'd because you couldn't even get a spare tire with that. You had to call a number if you got a flat tire on the road. You had to call a number and nobody didn't answer. You left your tail on the side of the road because they had to unlock
I
the
heard
tire.
about
You
that.
couldn't get it unlocked yourself.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It
What
was
were you saying, Ultimate? Who likes Elon?
Nobody likes Elon because he's like a white supremacist from South Africa. We already know
yep.
what page he's on. He's all about it's all about trying to get as much political power and validity that he could possibly get because
Oh,
nobody was paying attention to that man, and his cars are terrible.
nobody. Nobody.
Look, they're
Well,
all
I
under
guess you guys haven't
investigation.
seen his tweets.
Zuckerberg and Elon, all of them are under investigation with the SSC and other things. And they got close to Trump because he can stop all these
Wait
investigations.
a minute.
Once
Hold
he
on.
gets
Hold
in
on.
there,
When did he get under investigation and what for?
for stuff with
He's
his
under
cars and his
investigation with
face,
the SEC for not disclosing his interest in Twitter. That goes way
What?
back.
Okay,
Yep.
go ahead,
He
Tori.
did
I'm
not
sorry.
disclose all of his information.
yep. And plus now he's got a big scandal with this space stuff he has. And that thing coming down in that country and it damaged some stuff. He's got to pay for all that. And it's going to be a big investigation with that. Who can shut all these investigations down? Trump, when he gets in office Monday. What the thing is, they're over there arguing now is because the inauguration is not going to be outside. It's going to be inside the Capitol building, which is not big enough to hold a lot of people. It's going to be in a
You know
rotunda.
why? You know why, don't you?
Plus,
Ain't
it's
nobody
too
going.
cold.
Thank you.
Plus,
Thank you.
it's freezing. It's
Hold on.
freezing and snow tomorrow.
No, that's
We
not
Ain't
are
what
doing.
nobody going to that on no Martin Luther the King Day.
Hold on,
That's a
everybody.
lie.
Hold on 1 second. I missed a super chat from Star Guy. He says, I've been in China many times. It's one of the most advanced countries in the world. Huge
It
infrastructure
is.
projects everywhere. High level of education. China owns the West. The future is China. That's what that lady was trying to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I just
It is.
wasn't understanding what she was saying. Go ahead. Perry, you
It
run
is,
this
Sherelle.
operation.
It's beautiful there. It's beautiful there. Now I'm gonna tell you, I would like to live there for some of their rules. Like once you buy your house, you pay the taxes one time. You don't pay property tax. You don't pay no more taxes. You can pass it to your whoever, and it stays in your family without inheritance tax. Yes, I like that. I like all the things that you can obtain there, but
You
I
can't have
don't
no
like
girl babies though.
well, that's for the that is a myth. That's not happening. They're not killing them babies.
All
But you
right.
can't
But look,
say what you want to say like you can here in America. You
yeah,
cannot say what you want to
Mm-mm.
say over there. You're not going to see the right news. You're not going to. You just got to watch everything you do because that's a communist country,
right.
and you are under a dictatorship. And if he wants to say off with your head, it's off with your head.
So, Perry, let's start to wrap this up. I can't keep sitting in this seat.
Yeah.
Let's go do final thoughts. Let's start with you.
For me,
Yeah.
look, I think this, right? I think a lot of people, we come in here, we're going to have differences of opinions. This is not about black
Yep.
and white. At this point, it's not
Mhm.
even about Democrats, Republicans. This shit is truly about the rich and the poor. And if you not
Mm-hmm.
got billions, millions of dollars, you ain't close to the billionaire club. This shit is about them taking over, and this is their opportunity right now. They got a weak ass person that they could pay for him to be president, which is Trump, and they're gonna use it. Look at them at his inauguration. You're gonna see Zuckerberg, Elon, and then he already got 13 billionaires on his cabinet. Why would 13 billionaires have nothing else better to do but to be on Trump's cabinet? Is to push their agenda, which is a tax cut. And you notice when he used MAGA, he used the uninformed people, I would say the minorities, with all these social media tactics to have them vote for him. We're gonna make America great. He didn't mean for you. He meant for the billionaires. That's where we at. That's the only people he's giving a fuck about is the billionaires. And that's his agenda. You haven't heard nothing about making homes affordable, lowering grocery prices, or even
He's
energy
not
prices.
even in office yet, though, Perry.
Well, no. But he's talked about a lot of other shit.
Hmm.
You still
Oh,
talk
he
about
said that he was going to lower grocery prices,
I'm
and
just
then he
trying to do
came
the
back
other
and said he
side.
couldn't.
well, he said that, but he haven't been talking about it recently. This is all about his
Yep.
big celebration and the little band playing. And the reason why, like, first my wife said he moved it inside for a different reason. I was like, well, maybe, it is cold. But I remember, I think Barack went, it was 17 degrees.
It was
These
cold.
people that booked trips to go there to DC to see him knew how cold it was. He know for his ego, he couldn't handle that small ass crowd.
Yep. And also,
That's
just
what it
kind of
was.
an inside joke. You know what happens to a man when it's cold outside?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right.
Yeah.
But he's in Pampers anyway.
Anybody else has
Yeah.
any final words? Because I'm trying to
Well,
wrap
the
it up.
thing
I
is,
do.
I think that people should not go crazy over a Chinese app, and I think they need
Yeah,
to think
but
about
Victoria, people
our
lost their
country
jobs
can't
too.
our country cannot run without nurses, doctors, firemen, police, food workers,
Exactly.
factory workers,
No, 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 no,
farmers.
no, no.
Why don't they take one of them jobs? Why they want to sit
Victoria,
home and be lazy? Because Americans got lazy. That's why we need
did you
immigrants
really?
to work our farms, work our hotels,
No,
take the
Victoria,
there
jobs
are
Victoria.
Americans won't work.
8
Hold on.
million
You
jobs that
cannot
are
call
available.
TikTokers. Hold on one second. You cannot call TikTokers who just lost their job lazy. Can we
Mm-mm.
have a little compassion?
Well, see, the whole thing is this.
None.
I had said in my last piece before. You know what though? Somebody in the chat had said, "Well, these people were making money. They should have prepared." Nobody could prepare of a job loss. Well, I mean, you could have money, but
No.
you're still not prepared to lose your shit tomorrow. Let's
All
keep
right.
it real.
But for an
So,
app, there is always a chance that an app will shut down. It's the internet. Look how many times.
all right,
Sometimes it happens. You'll be on StreamYard and it'll glitch out or go off on you. That's a
but
chance you take with the internet. What if you're on TikTok and it goes out because of a problem with the app? Like the phones shut down sometimes.
oh,
Anything doing with the internet can go away in a second. And
businesses
for
will
people to put all the you and Perry were smart.
Well, working
You
from home
might
was
use
over
this.
the internet. A lot of people
You
work
use
from
this.
home over the internet.
Well,
All
they're
right.
trying to stop a lot of them home jobs and get people back in the office because during COVID, now everybody wants to stay home and they don't want to go back and work. But what happens is nobody goes back to work. How are you going to go to the grocery store if nobody's there to work it, run it? How are you going to go to the hospital if nobody's there to run it? How are you going to, if your house catches on fire and they don't have no
Well,
firemen
right
to
now
put it
there
out?
are over 8 million jobs that are open. Nobody's filled
Right.
them. And there are
I
over
know.
6 million people that are unemployed. So you do the math.
All right. Look,
hmm
you guys.
And that's why I say Americans are lazy.
I'm not gonna say
Victoria.
One thing I can say about the Chinese, them people work their tail off.
All right. Listen, you guys. I really got to go. I didn't expect anybody to come on. When we came on, nobody was on. So I'm thankful
You and
that.
Perry, what I was saying, Sherelle, you and Perry, you might be on all the apps, but you and Perry were smart. You make investments, you buy real
Oh,
estate, you do a
oh.
lot of things, and these people,
You
they
guys
not
are the
doing that.
best.
They just want to play on the app
But
and
that
dance,
doesn't
and
mean that. But Victoria, me and Perry are old.
yeah.
So That doesn't mean
You weren't old when you started this out. You're not old now. You get my age, then you tell me you're old.
I'm old, and we've been around a lot. We did the real estate
Mhm.
stuff before we even came on this.
Yeah.
So,
You're not old. You
we're
still look
old.
gorgeous as ever.
Child, please. Anyway, thank
Let
you,
me. Can I say one
everybody.
thing, Cheryl?
Huh?
Can I say one thing?
Yes, yes, yes.
I love Bonji.
I want to stress how it's important for each of us to take care of our mental health.
Mm,
Things are going to start jumping off on Monday because we know all they do is they bring chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Our
Mm-hmm.
responsibility between now and the midterm elections is to sit back. Democrats need to go and find a strategy that will work for the midterm elections, because I've stopped watching the news. I've blocked them for all the donations that they were getting during the election. It is very, very important. Take care of your mental health. Take care of yourself. Don't binge all this negative stuff that they're going to be doing. That will come on the news. It's not good for you.
Fabulous says, that's very insensitive, ma'am. CapCut affects my business and we've worked hard. Please stop saying people are lazy when we work hard is foul. I mean, I understand. Toria understands too. It's devastating. You just lost your job. It's devastating. It's devastating. And so I support all the TikTokers. I've been trying to go for the last 15 minutes. Y'all
Bonji,
know
you're right though, Bonji. You're right. Thank you for saying that, Bonji, because you're right. Because mental health, people's really gonna have to take care of their mental health and check in on your friends that are. You think your friends are strong? Check on your strong friends because they're not always as strong as you think.
Yep.
that's true. Now I really gotta go.
Are
It
you
has
guys
been
are
so
you guys
fun
doing a
coming up.
part two? You
Everything.
guys doing a part two?
Well, when it comes back, Perry does a part two every week on his channel. We're not supposed to talk politics over here. It was supposed to be about our compassion for people that lost their jobs and then went left.
Right.
Oh,
We
that's
apologize.
hard.
It went left.
Yeah, I'm sorry, honey. No, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
yeah,
hard.
I could have did it on my channel, but we said, hey, let's just go over here and talk about
And
TikTok.
Kendall K, stop cracking me up. I was reading all of your comments.
I didn't know it was going to get back to my blood pressure going.
But
I gotta
I would
go.
like to say thank you guys so much for doing this,
And we'll do a
Yes.
because
part
I've been in the
two.
bushes for the longest time, and you guys have the most sensible dialogue out here. And I really just want to say thank you guys.
No,
That's
thank you. And thank you for joining. And like,
And
look,
Sherelle, you just
politics
keep
stuff,
your
we have,
cool so
um,
well. I've taken a lot of points from you.
she's so sweet. All right. All right, you guys, we gotta go. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your comments backstage. I am full up. I would have been here another hour. I really have to go. So we'll go talk
Good night,
about
everybody.
and bye
Good
TikTok.
night. Good night.
Bye TikTok. Bye everybody.